Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am in Bozeman, Montana. I did think about that for a second. Every time I go to say where I am, I have to double check because we keep it moving. We spent the last few days going through Yellowstone and Grand Tetons, spent some time in Jackson Hole. It was really incredible. The Tetons were just mind-blowingly amazing. I had never been to any of those places before. The thermal pools at Yellowstone, I could go on. I could spend the whole hour talking about it. But I'm feeling refreshed, getting to spend a lot of time in nature, really enjoying that. We had been somewhat in the cities for a little while throughout Colorado and Denver, so it's really beautiful to be back in more rural areas. For today's practice, we are going to be utilizing a rolled up towel. So I want us to roll this up nice and tight so it's nice and dense. I want it to be about the length of your spine. So whatever kind of bath towel you want to use, I obviously here have a beach towel. It is just what I have. So I want you to use what you have. This could be rolled up sweater. It's not really that specific, but we are going to be starting with this laying along the spine. So long ways with the spine. I want our head to be able to drape back if it is comfortable for you. If not, grab another towel, pillow, give yourself some nice head support. But if you can start to open that, we're going to be opening the chest, opening the spine first off. We will also be utilizing later on 2 blocks and a strap of some kind. I want us to have a strap. This could be a scarf, it could be a belt. We're going to be holding the knees into the chest, giving ourselves a hug for a bit. I think it is a lot more comfortable to utilize a strap or something along those lines instead of just wrapping your arms around your knees, even if that is accessible for you. That is just a lot to hold on to for a couple of minutes. And we want at that point our spine to be totally flat on the mat. So we're going to be doing a couple things to open the front side body and then start to pull that in so we can ground the backside body. It'll be methodical. For our first posture, I am going to be reading a fair amount of the but practicing the power of now. I read it during our last yin practice, a couple things, and today's chapter, it is going to be a pretty lengthy excerpt that I am going to read, but it is in regard to what we call the pain body. And I find that to be incredibly relevant during our yin practice and really our yoga in general, but kind of figuring out how to separate yourself from the pain body, transmute any discomfort, and just give yourself a different shift in perspective of it. Sometimes we can find our yin practice to be very uncomfortable, and some of us, that's what we like about it. But otherwise, this hopefully will help on a more day-to-day basis on how you are interpreting your feelings, how you're interpreting yourself in your body, and with any discomfort. Yay! Awesome. I'm so excited for today. I've been really excited for this class. So when you are ready, we're going to line up that rolled up towel. Line it up with the spine. Again, you're going to want your head off of that towel or giving yourself support with an additional pillow. So I'm going to show you how to line this up, and then I'm going to sit back up so I can read easily. Lining this up kind of at the base of the tailbone. I want it to for sure be between the shoulder blades and then just to the base of the neck. Whew, that feels good. So once we get here, let's start with some deep breaths. Hands could be on the belly, so you can begin to feel the inhales and exhales, the rise and fall of the belly. Start to soften the eyes, relax the brow, drop the shoulders, begin to let go of tension. Starting to connect with the breath body, the oxygen, any of those places when you start to take that deep breath that feel like they hold on, like you want to hold on to your breath. Consciously breathe into them. Send them the oxygen, the love, the appreciation. Starting to exhale some of that tension. Allow your body to relax. Now, if this is a lot for the lower back, walk the feet up close, lift the tail, lifting the hips, tuck the tailbone, then lay it back down. So then you create a little length in the lumbar. You can always leave the legs bent. I want you to find comfort here. There's a big difference between opening, breathing through tightness, and breathing through pain. There's a significant difference. I want us to breathe through the discomfort, the tightness, but if there's pain, please back off. Noticing if you need support under your head, your option to cactus the arms or reach for the elbows up overhead. As you just continue to breathe. Nothing but inviting the inhales deeper, making the exhales long. Extending each breath, stretching it out. Remembering that the lungs are a muscle too. Stretch out the lungs big on the inhale. I'm trying to wring them out completely on the exhale, not leaving any breath behind. Resting here, resting the eyes, soften the jaw. Stay with those extended breaths. Feeling those breaths and digesting the information as I read it to you. This portion of the book is called Breaking Identification with the Pain Body. The pain body does not want you to observe it directly and see it for what it is. The moment you observe the pain body, feel its energy field within you, take your attention into it. The identification is then broken. A higher dimension of consciousness has come in. I call it presence. You are now the witness or the watcher of the pain body. This means that it cannot use you anymore by pretending to be you, and it can no longer replenish itself through you. You have found your innermost strength. Some pain bodies are obnoxious and relatively harmless. For example, like a child who won't stop whining. Others are vicious and destructive monsters, true demons. Some are physically violent, many more emotionally violent. Some will attack people around you or close to you, while others may attack you, their host. Thoughts and feelings you have about your life then become deeply negative and self-destructive. Illness and accidents are often created in this way. Some pain bodies even drive their hosts to suicide. When you thought you knew a person and they are suddenly confronted with this alien, this nasty creature for the first time, you are in for quite a shock. It is more important, however, to observe it in yourself than someone else. Watch for any sign of unhappiness in yourself in whatever form. It may be awakening the pain body. This can take the form of irritation, impatience, a somber mood, a desire to hurt, anger, rage, depression, a need to have some drama in a relationship. Catch it the moment it awakens its dormant state. The pain body wants to survive just like any other entity in existence, and it can only survive if it gets you to unconsciously identify with it. It can then rise up, take you over, and become you, live through you. It needs to get its food through you. It will feed on any experience that resonates with its own kind of energy. Anything that creates further pain in whatever form. Anger, destructiveness, hatred, grief, emotional drama, violence, even illness. So the pain body, when it has taken you over, will create a situation in your life that reflects back its own energy and frequency for it to feed on. Pain can only feed on pain. Pain cannot feed on joy. It finds it quite indigestible. Once the pain body has taken you over, you want more pain. You become a victim or a perpetrator. You want to inflict pain, or you want to suffer pain, or both. There isn't really much difference between the two. You are not conscious of this, of course, and you will vehemently claim that you do not want pain. But look closely, and you will find that your thinking and behavior are designed to keep the pain going for yourself and others. If you were truly conscious of it, the pattern would dissolve. For what? To want more pain is insanity, and nobody is consciously insane. The pain body, which has a dark shadow cast by the ego, is actually afraid of the light of your consciousness. It is afraid of being found out. Its survival depends on your unconscious identification with it, as well as your unconscious fear of facing the pain that lives within you. But if you do not face it, if you do not bring the light of your consciousness to the pain, you will be forced to relive it again and again. The pain body may seem to you like a dangerous monster that you cannot bear to look at, but I assure you that it is an insubstantial phantom that cannot prevail against the power of your presence. When you become the watcher and start to disidentify, the pain body will continue to operate for a while and will trick you into identifying with it again. Although you are no longer energizing it through your identification, it has a certain momentum, just like a spinning wheel that will keep turning for a while, even after it's no longer being propelled. At this stage, it may also create physical aches and pains in different parts of the body, but they won't last. Stay present, stay conscious. Be the ever-alert guardian of your inner space. You need to be present enough to be able to watch the pain body directly and feel its energy. Then, it cannot control your thinking. The moment your thinking is aligned with the energy field of the pain body, you are identified with it, and again, feeding it with your thoughts. For example, if anger is the predominant energy vibration of the pain body, and you think angry thoughts dwelling on what someone did or what you are going to do to him or her, then you have become unconscious, and the pain body has become you. Where there is anger, there is always pain underneath. Or when a dark mood comes upon you and you start to get into a negative mind pattern and thinking how dreadful your life is, your thinking has become aligned with the pain body. You have become unconscious and vulnerable to the pain body's attack. Unconscious, the way that I use the word here, means to be identified with some mental or emotional pattern, as it implies a complete absence of the watcher. Our last part, transmuting suffering into consciousness. Sustained conscious attention severs the link between the pain body and your thought process. It brings the process of transmutation. It is as if the pain becomes the fuel for the flame of your consciousness, which burns more brightly as a result. This is the esoteric meaning of the ancient art of alchemy, the transmutation of base metal into gold, of suffering into consciousness. The split within is healed and you become whole again. Your responsibility then is not to create further pain. Focus attention on the feeling inside of you. Know that this is the pain body. Accept that it is there. Don't think about it. Don't let the feeling turn into thinking. Don't judge or analyze. Don't make an identity of yourself out of it. Stay present and continue to be the observer of what is happening inside of you. Become aware not only of the emotional pain, but also the one who observes, the silent watcher. This is the power of now, the power of your own conscious presence. Simply see what happens. As you take 3 more deep breaths, exactly as you are, filling the lungs, the top, gently letting all of the air out. On that final exhale, slowly roll over to one side gently, just enough to remove that towel, laying flat on the back. Walk the feet up close to the glutes. Remove any support from the head so the body's lying flat onto the mat. Take 3 breaths here. Heel toe the feet out wide to the very edges of the mat. Lightly flex into both feet, then windshield wiper the knees. Letting the knees fall from side to side. Take your time with it. Finding some hang time with the knees to one side and the other. Bringing the knees back into center. Walk the feet up close to the glutes, as close as they can get. Press down into the feet. We're going to lift up the hips, tuck the tailbone. Try to lower each vertebrae down one at a time. Tailbone last. Really lengthening that lower lumbar. As we then take our strap, scarf, even that towel that we used before, we're going to take it over the knees. Guiding the knees in towards the ribs. I want the support to come over the knees so you can pull the knees in towards the ribs. Let the elbows stay close to the body. Keep the head resting heavy, the shoulders resting heavy, backside bodies anchored to the mat. Find this to be a place where you can find rest here. Keeping the knees pulled in. Feel free to wiggle the toes, roll out the ankles, soften the brow if the face gets tense. Let's take a full inhale here, audible exhale. Let yourself just exist. The stillness becomes monotonous. You can rock the knees back and forth to the top and bottom of the mat. You can find small circles with the knees if the body needs that massage. Breathing, watching, becoming the watcher, the observer, just as I had read. Rest the eyes and disidentify. Stay with your breath. Bringing in 3 more deep breaths. Movement or stillness, however you want to find yourself here. As we slowly release the strap, bring the feet back to the mat, set the strap aside. Feet out wide to the very edges of the mat, windshield wipe or the knee. Moving slowly as if you were groggy, just waking up. Roll on to your left side in a supported fetal position. Take 3 breaths here, just to be with yourself. In the bottom of that final breath, use the strength of your arms to slowly press yourself up. Pressing yourself up into a comfortable seat. Offering yourself to sit on that rolled towel if you choose. Sitting on a block if you'd like. Today I'm going to take the rolled towel option. As we come into a seat, we want the left leg long, right knee bent, right foot pressing into the inner thigh, grounding down in the legs here. Notice if this right knee is up and floating, if it puts a lot of pressure on that knee, offer a block or another rolled towel under the right leg. We want support here. The body will not surrender if it does not feel safe. As you ground down into the legs, think about lengthening the spine. Take 2 breaths here. Keeping the heart open and the face soft. Turning the shoulders over to the right, chin in line with the toes. As we inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, reach up to the sky, look up to the sky. And on the exhale, fold over that left leg. Folding over, we have options here. We can flip the palms up as a sign of surrender. Let the head hang heavy, even draw the chin to the chest. If this feels like a lot, especially for that side flank area, you can offer a block under the belly, between the belly and the thighs. A block, rolled up blanket, any kind of support to bridge that gap. If this is a lot for the neck, you can stack the fist onto a block. Rest here. If you have a pillow, you could hug the pillow and simply lean. Do as much or as little as you would like from this. Remembering this has nothing to do with how far we can fold. It's all about how deep we can breathe. How present we can stay. How kind we can be to ourselves. As we rest here, option to look to the right, look to the left, stretch the neck, roll it around, wiggle the jaw, wherever you are. Nice big inhale here. Sigh it out with me. Simply be present. Bringing in 3 more deep breaths. And releasing all that is no longer serving you. Softening on those exhales. On the bottom of that final breath, move as slowly as you can. Use the fingertips in the inhalation to roll you back up just 1 vertebrae at a time. Be gentle with yourself, stacking the shoulders with the hips facing forward. Head comes up last. Roll the shoulders back, roll them down the spine. Flip the palms up. Take 2 slow breaths. Allow that to neutralize. Cleansing the body, cleansing the mind. In your own time, switch the legs. Moving gently, moving slowly. This is not in a hurry. Send the right leg long. Left foot comes in. Again, offer support under the glutes if you choose. And then identify. Is the body feeling grounded and safe here? If the right hamstring is tight, offer support under that right knee. If this left hip is tight and if this knee is floating, feeling scary or anxious, offer support under that knee. For me, one side of my body likes the support. The other side does not crave the support. Listen to what your body needs, even if it's just a touch, even if it's just a little bit. As we ground down through the legs, stack the spine. Shoulders and heart are open. Neck is long. Take 2 breaths here. Identifying with the alignment. Bringing the awareness into the body. Observing the body. As we turn the shoulders over to the right, chin in line with the toes. Inhale, sweep the arms up and wide. Take the gaze up between the hands. On the exhale, fold over the right leg. Now this side may feel completely different. That is okay. Adjust your support as you need. Again, palms can flip up as a sign of surrender. You can surrender completely, chin to chest, or even taking the gaze to the left or the right. Option for a block and stacked fist. Option to hug a pillow or just wedge something between the belly and the thigh. Take whatever variation you need and know that you're allowed to change variations at any point. There's no wrong way to just exist here. With me, take a nice big inhale to the top. Sigh it out. Simply observe. Bringing in 3 more deep breaths. Letting the inhales nourish and the exhales resolve. The very bottom of that final breath, fingertips to the mat, slowly roll yourself up. 1 vertebrae at a time, head comes up last. Be kind to the body as we turn the shoulders back forward to stack with the hips. Lengthen in the crown, draw the shoulders down and back, elbows tuck in, palms flip up. 2 neutralizing breaths. So we send both legs long in front of us, leaning back onto the hands. Flop the feet from side to side. They don't have to be uniform flop. Let them flop out and then flop in. But let that come all the way up to the hips. Let the legs rotate from side to side. Allowing yourself to lean back onto the hands. We're going to bring the feet back into center, then press the heart up to the sky. Press the belly forward like you're trying to touch the navel to the toes. Micro back bend, maybe even take the gaze behind you. 1 more inhale, fill the belly. And the exhale, let it out. On the next inhalation, slowly roll the body up, spine nice and long. Wiggle out the jaw, rock the head from side to side, find circles with the neck. As you're sitting here, you may still want support behind the glutes, helping to tilt the pelvis, but let's give a little bit of love and attention to this neck. Finding half circles or simply taking 1 ear to the shoulder. Move intuitively. Move experimentally. Notice what you need. Notice what feels good. Breathe into where is tight. Not identifying yourself as the tightness, but observing the tightness, the tension. Where we hold on to things energetically and how that manifests physically. Slow and steady 5 more breaths into this neck. Biggest breaths you can take. And on the bottom of that breath, bring everything back into center. We're going to take 3 cleansing breaths with the shoulders. Inhale the shoulders up to the ears. Fill the body with breath. Exhale, sigh it out. 2 more. Inhale, shoulders up. Maybe even lift the elbows a bit. Fill the body with breath. Exhale, dump it. Last one. Inhale, shoulders up. T-Rex the arms. Bring the wrists up to the ears. 1 more sip at the top. Exhale, let it out. As we roll the body forward, make your way to a tabletop. Hands below shoulders, knees under hips, fingers spread wide. Rock the hips from side to side, tuck the toes under, let the head hang heavy. The body comes back to neutral. Inhale, cow. Press the belly down. Lift the chin up as you take a nice deep breath. Exhale, cat. Tuck the tailbone. Pull the ribs up to the sky. Chin to chest. Let all your breath out. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Really thank the spine. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. 2 more. Inhale, cow. Exaggerate. Exhale, cat. Let it go. Inhale, cow. Final one. Exhale, cat. Finding a neutral spine, bring the knees out wide, toes come into touch. Inhale to press the heart forward, opening the heart and the hips. Exhale, guide the tail back to child's pose. Slow surrender here. We have options. If surrendering all the way down to the ground feels like a lot, bring that rolled up towel below the body, bring the forearms to the mat, stack the fist, rest the head. You want a little bit more, particularly if you feel like your shoulders are being worn as earrings, press the hands down into the mat. Create tension and pressure as you then draw the shoulders down the spine. Lead with the heart. Keep pressing into the mat as you slowly surrender the third eye down. Drop the belly, relax the chest wherever you are. Inhale to the top. Sigh it out with me. Let it go. Just observe. Bringing in 3 more slow breaths. Maybe sighing them out if that feels right. Sometimes those audible exhales allow you to let go of what you observed. Giving yourself the option to be free. So we take our time lifting the gaze. We're going to press the body forward, send the legs long, leave the arms straight if it feels good. Roll through the shoulders, shimmy out the hips. Roll out the ankles. Maybe look over one shoulder, then the other. As we then lie flat onto the belly, we could be on our forearms. We could rest the third eye onto a block. Keeping our breath deep. Bend in both knees, roll out the ankles, scrunch the toes and spread them wide. As we then flex into both feet, windshield wiper the legs. Releasing the lumbar. Find hang time at each side. We're going to be here for 5 more slow breaths. On that final breath, release the feet down to the mat as you slowly peel the body up to a tabletop. Gathering our blocks alongside of our mat. We're going to make our way up towards the top of our mat, shifting over onto the sit bones, planting the feet flat in front of us. We find ourselves here. Inhale to open the heart, lift the chest, exhale, lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. Coming back flat onto the back, walk the feet up close to the glutes, preparing for a supported bridge pose. Utilizing the largest, flattest side of our block. We can utilize 1 or 2 stacked. It's your choice. When you're ready, inhale, lift the hips, slide the block under the sacrum, letting the body rest. So I want you to find that place that feels like the back side of the hips. It's that flat spot at the base of the spine. Allowing that to be there. If you're ready for a little bit more, lift the hips a little higher, bring in the second block. Notice what feels best for you. We have a lot of options for variations here. Hands could be onto the belly. We could cactus the arms or reach for opposite elbows up overhead. Hands could drape down by the sides. Find where's comfortable for you. Options for the legs. The feet can remain planted. You could find a Supta Baddha Konasana where the soles of the feet touch and the knees butterfly open. You could find just the opposite, to close the hips, feet out wide to the edges of the mat, bringing the knees in together, help opening the outside of the hips. Both feet could plant to center. You could send the left leg long, opening that psoas. Send the right leg long if you're ready for a little bit more. That can be very, very intense. Don't overdo it. But as we rest here, as we breathe, as we observe, feel free to change variations as your body craves. Trust that you know what your body needs. Together, let us inhale to the top. Sigh it out. Just be here. Both feet could plant to center. You could send the left leg long, opening that psoas. Send the right leg long if you're ready for a little bit more. That can be very, very intense. Don't overdo it. But as we rest here, as we breathe, as we observe, feel free to change variations as your body craves. Trust that you know what your body needs. Together, let us inhale to the top. Sigh it out. Just be here. Bringing in 3 more cleansing breaths. In any variation you choose to be. Guiding the feet back in line with the glutes. Taking a moment here. Here's an option only if you feel steady and secure on your blocks. If you would like, lift the knees up to hover over the hips, taking the feet off of the mat. If this feels good in the body, send the feet up to the sky, roll out the ankles, wiggle those toes. Thank the ankles, thank the feet, thank them for their relentless support. Spend 2 more breaths in this inversion. If you took this variation, gently bend back into both knees, plant 1 foot down at a time. As the feet are in line with the hips, ground down into the feet. Press into those feet. Inhale, lift the hips up, remove the blocks. Lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. Tailbone very last. Give yourself 2 breaths here. Ground down the spine. Walking the feet into touch, option to butterfly the knees open. Or you can simply send the legs long as we prepare for our final Shavasana. If you choose to take your Shavasana in this butterfly pose, you can always bring blocks under the knees for support. You could have the legs long and flopped out if you'd like. Cherish whatever final resting pose you're craving. as you find a space where you can then digest your practice. You can accept all that is. You can release what no longer serves you. Together, let's bring in one more inhale all the way to the top. Fill the lungs up. And then exhale, sigh it out. One more of those. Inhale to the top. Soft sigh to release. Find your peace. Simply observe and completely release. Slowly begin to connect back with your breath, letting the inhales flood you and the exhales escape you. As you find micro movements in the fingers and the toes, roll out the wrists and the ankles. As we then reach the arms up overhead, find that new good morning stretch. And roll on to your right side in a supported fetal position. In the stillness of your presence, you can feel your own formless and timeless reality as the unmanifested life that animates your physical form. You can feel the same life deep within every other human and every other creature. You look beyond the veil of form and separation. This is the realization of oneness. This is love. As you press yourself up into a comfortable seat, let us share a single breath together, sealing our practice today. Getting comfortable while seated, begin to rub the palms together, feel your own warmth, connection, and energy. And bring the hands together to heart center. Let us empty the lungs completely. Together, let us pull in a slow, deep, mindful inhale all the way to the top. Bring in a little bit more. One more sip. Maybe a little more. Then let it go. Loka samasta Sukhino bhavantu. May your entire universe be filled with peace, joy, love, and light. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you very much, and I hope your mind feels good and your body feels great. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. It just really means a lot to me. I appreciate you doing this with me and coming everywhere with me and practicing with me and really taking this time for yourself. I hope you enjoyed the reading from the book. Again, this is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you'll find it. All right, well, I hope you have the great rest of your day. I feel good. I feel all zenned out too. Whew. I had to come back to regular life, right? But I will see you next time. Thank you for joining. Mwah.